Today I am here to discuss some problems from ABM. I am discussing here 10 problems. So kindly go through all the problems. It will be beneficial for you, and also share my this videos, and also share my please subscribe my channel. Kindly tell maximum of the friends of yours to subscribe my channel, and that will motivate me for making more videos. I will come with more problems, these MCQs, and also the theory part of each chapters. So let us start with the first problem. Before starting, we have to know how to multiply using calculator. For example, if we want 1.1 raised to 5, then we have to do 1.1 into 1, 2, 3, 4. This is equal to 1.1 raised to 5. If we want 2 raised to 3, we have to multiply 2 into 1, 2. So we know that 2 raised to 3 is 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 2s are 4 2s are 8. So plus 2, then first into, then equal to 2 times. So 3 minus 1 equal to 2, that is n minus 1 times we have to press equal to after pressing into for multiplication. So we can start with the first problem. When the price of a product increases by 20%, the demand of the product decreases from 800 to 600. Demand decreased. What is the price elasticity of the demand for this product? Price elasticity equation equal to percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. So here percentage change in quantity demanded is first it was 800, then it changed to 600. So difference 200 divided by 800, we get 25% into 100. So we get 25%. Percentage change in price equal to 20% is given in the question 20%, and price elasticity of demand is 25% by 20%. Substitute these two answers here in this equation. We will get 1.25 as price elasticity. So again, second question. At rupees 30, demand for sugar is 300 kg. When the price falls to rupees 20, demand increases. We know that when a price of a commodity like sugar falls, we all want to buy more. So it's 360 kg. Price elasticity of demand of sugar is what? Price elasticity is percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity is 360 minus 300 by 300 into 100 is 20%. Percentage change in price is, here percentage change in price is not given as in this question, so we have to find it. Here it is given that first it was rupees 30, then it changed to 20, so difference is 2. 30 minus 28 by, from where it is changed to, it changed from rupees 30. So by 30 into 100 is 6.6%. So price last is 20 by 6.6 is 3. Next question. Calculate inflation if price index of current year equal to 15 and price index of base year is 12. The equation of inflation is price index of current year minus price index of base year by price index of base year into 100. 15 minus 12 by 12. Here price index of current year is 15 and price index of base year is 12. Then 15 minus 12 by 12 into 100 gives inflation. 3 by 12 into 100 is 25% inflation. Next, fourth question. Currency with the public is 90,000 crore. This is from money supply. Demand deposit with the banking system is 1,80,000 CR. Time deposit with the banking system is 2,20,000 CR. Other deposits with the RBI is 2,60,000 CR. Savings deposits of post office savings bank 60,000 CR. All deposits with the post office exclusive of national savings certificate is 50,000 crore. 50,000 CR. Then calculate M1, M2, M3 and M4. So we can calculate M1 narrow money equal to currency with the public plus demand deposits with the banking system plus other deposits with RBI. So it's equal to currency with the public, it is given as 90,000. Demand deposit with the banking system 1,80,000. So other deposit with the RBI 2,60,000. Adding all these three, we get 5,30,000 CR as narrow money. Then next M2. M2 equal to M1 plus savings deposit of post office savings bank. Here given post office savings bank deposit as 60,000 CR. So already we got 5,30,000 CR. So add 5,30,000 CR plus 60,000 CR, we get 5,90,000 CR. That's all. Next we have to find M3. M3 is known as broad money. Broad money equal to M1 plus time deposit with the banking system. Time deposit with the banking system is 2,20,000 CR. Therefore, we already got 5,30,000 as M1. Substitute it here plus 2,20,000 to give 7,50,000 CR. Next is M4. M4 is M3 plus all deposits with the post office. That is 7,50,000 with add it with the 50,000 to give 8 lakh CR. Here we have to remember that M4 only consists of M3, all others consist of M1. Here deposit with the banking system comes, and also here M3 time deposit with the banking system comes. In M2 savings deposit with the post office comes, and in the fourth one again post office comes. So first and third comes bank, and two and the fourth comes post office. So we can remember like this. So we can go to next question. Next question is from GDP concept. Consumption is 10,000 CR. Gross investment 7,50,000 crore. Government spending 30,000 CR. Export is 1,50,000 CR. Import 50,000 CR. Indirect tax 20,000 crore. Subsidies 10,000 crore. Compensation to employees 1,000 CR. Property income 500 CR. Therefore, total capital gains from overseas investment is 20,000 crore. Income earned by foreign nationals domestically is 15,000 crore. These all will be given in the question. Now, we will be asked to calculate GDP. So, to calculate GDP, we all know that GDP equal to C plus I plus D plus X minus I. That is here. Consumption is 10,000 crore plus investment 7,50,000 CR plus government spending 30,000 CR plus export minus imports. Export is 1,50,000 and imports is 50 plus 1,50,000 minus 50. So we will get 2,15,000 CR GDP FC. Next is to calculate GDP at factor cost. GDP at factor cost equal to GDP minus of indirect tax minus subsidy. So GDP here we got 2,15,000 minus of indirect taxes is given as 20,000, subsidies 10,000. So difference is 10,000. 2,15,000 minus 10. So 2,05,000 is GDP at factor cost. That is GDP at factor cost less than GDP. Next, gross national product. Calculate GNP. GNP equal to GDP plus NR. NR is net income from assets abroad. Therefore, GNP is GDP. What is GDP? GNP equal to GDP 2,15,000 plus 20,000 minus 15,000. So we get 2,15,000 plus 5,000. That's equal to 2,20,000 CR. Next question. Calculate the present value of a 6-year bond with a 9% coupon rate with a future value of 1,000. Current rate is 12%. Here 9% is coupon rate and the current rate or yield is 12%. We know that present value is A by R into 1 plus R all raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus R all raised to n. Here n equal to 6, YTM is 12%, FP is equal to 1,000, 9% coupon rate means 9 by 100 into future value of bond is 1,000, that is 90 rupees is the annual, 90 rupees is the present value. We have to find present value for both 90 rupees and principal of the bond, that is 1,000 rupees. So present value is 90 by r into 1 plus r all raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus r all raised to n plus 1000 into, we have to discount 1000 by 1 multiplying it with 1 by 1 plus r all raised to n. I already said in the lecture that 1 by 1 plus r all raised to n is discount rate, as 1000 is the future value. So to find the present value, we have to discount it by multiplying with 1 by 1 plus r all raised to n. So give r equal to 0.12 and n equal to 6. We will get the last answer as 876.7 rupees. That's the present value of this bond. So we can move to next question. Current yield of a 10% bond is n%. Price of the bond is, we have to memorize this equation. Bond price is 1 by 1 plus r all raised to n into coupon into 1 plus r all raised to n minus 1 by r plus future value, where r is the yield. Here it is r is given as 8% yield, that is r equal to 8% and n equal to 1. Future value is 1000, coupon rate is 10%. So the coupon equal to future value into 10%, that is 1000 into 10 by 100 is 100 rupees. So bond price equal to 1 by 1 plus 8%, that is 8% is 8 by 100 into 8 by 100 equal to 0.08. That is substituted here. 1 plus 0.08 is 1.08 raised to n equal to 1 into 100 in 1.08 raised to 1 minus 1 by 0.08 plus 1000. Here 0.92 into 100 plus 1000 as 0.08 raised to 1.08 raised to 1 minus 1 is 0.08. So cancelling these two, we get 100 plus 1000 as 0.92 into 1100, that's 1018 rupees is the present value of the bond. Price of the bond. Next question. Monica purchased a bond with a face value of 1000 and coupon of 8% and maturity of 4 years. If YTM is increased by 1%, change in price of the bond is dash. Let YTM is, here YTM increased to 1%, so we can take YTM as 9%, that's equal to R. Coupon is 8%, therefore 80 rupees. Bond price is 1 by 1 plus R all raised to n into coupon into 1 plus R all raised to n minus 1 by R plus face value. That is, substituting these in this equation, we get 967 rupees. That is the value if yield is increased by 1%, the bond price is reduced by this much rupees. Actually, the bond price was 1000, now it is 967 rupees. That is a decrease of 32 rupees. Coupon rate is less than YTM, bond value is less than face value. So here we have to memorize this. Coupon rate is less than YTM, bond value less than face value. Next question. You bought a 5-year zero coupon bond with a face value of 1000 or 735.69. Here zero coupon means we won't get anything every month. There is no coupon rate. What is YTM? N equal to 5, coupon rate is 0, R equal to YTM. Since coupon is 0, the coupon rate is 0, coupon is 0. So we have to substitute coupon here. So we will get the equation as 1 by 1 plus R all raised to n. 0 into this will be cancelled and we get 1000 by 1 plus R all raised to n. So 1 plus R all raised to n, we get 1.359. Here n equal to 5 years, 1 plus R raised to 5 equal to 1.359. We have to find the yield, or R equal to YTM. We have to find the fifth root of 1.359 using this calculator only. So to find R, which is YTM, we have to use trial and error method. We'll get us it as less than 6% and choose accordingly from the answer given in the question. So 1.06 raised to 5 is equal to 1.338. That is, we have to check like this. First you check R, put R equal to 1, 2 or 3, whichever value you like. So I am taking here R equal to 3%. Let R equal to 3%. So we have to put in this equation, we get 1.03. So 1.03 into 3. It's for 5 years. So we have to into 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.15, which is not equal to 1.359. So again we have to use 1.05. Let R equal to 5%. Then we will get 1.05 raised to 5 into 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also less than 1.359. So again we have to check with 6%. 1.06 into equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is nearby 1.359. So we will get R as YTM as 6%. If you want to calculate it as accurate value, you have to find 1.061 into 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.344. Again 1.063 into 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the exact value 1.357. This is how we have to find the YTM R. So now we are moving to last question. Friends, please subscribe, please share maximum to your friends, and please ask your friends to subscribe my channel also and to see my video, and also make notes. It will be immense benefit for all of you, and it also motivates me. So we can go to the last question. A gas company has supplied cooking gas to the city of members. It has supplied 18, 20, 21, 25, 26. A question from textbook, the given in textbook. These are the amount of gas supplied to cities. It is in lakh cubic feet of gas for the years 1996 2000. So that is in 1996 is supplied 18 lakh cubic feet of gas. In 2000 it supplied 26 cubic feet of gas. Then find the linear equation that best describes the data. Calculate the percentage of trend for this data. In which year target fluctuation from trend occurred. Now we know that linear equation is y equal to a plus bx. So and b equal to sigma xy minus nx bar y bar by sigma x square minus nx bar square. We can memorize this equation easily. We just remember sigma xy minus nx bar y bar. So substituting y with x, we get sigma x square. Substituting here also y with x, we get nx square. So we get the equation of b very easily. Sigma xy minus nx bar y bar by sigma x square minus nx bar square. And a variable a equal to y minus b x bar. So we can remember this equation easily and find the linear equation. So next we have to tabulate it. So we are given year, it is represented T, 1996, 97, 98, 99, 2000, right, like this. Then mean of the year, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So add all this and divide by 5, we will get 1998. So we have to write the mean here. So take the difference. 1996 minus 1998 is minus 2. So take the difference here, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Here x equal to t minus m, y equal to supply, it is given as 18, 20, 21, 25 and 26. And we have to multiply these two rows, x and y. Minus 2 into 8 is minus 36 and so on, like up to 52. Then we have to take the square of this row as 2 square 4104. Then we have to sum all these as sigma x minus 2 plus minus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 is 0. 18, 20, 21, 25, 26. Add all this to get sigma y is 110. Then sigma xy as 21 and sigma x square is 10. Now we have to use the equation y equal to sigma y by n. Y bar x bar is sigma x by n. That is sum of all by n is a number. N equal to here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. N is 5. Therefore this y bar is 110 by 5 and x bar is sigma x equal to 0. sigma x equal to 0, so s bar equal to 0, so y bar is equal to a plus b into 0, that is y bar equal to a, that is a equal to 22. B equal to sigma xy minus n s bar y bar by sigma s square minus n x bar square. Put s bar as 0, so we get sigma xy by sigma x square, and b equal to 2.1. Substitute this in y equal to a plus bx bar. We get the equation as y equal to 22 plus 2.1 x bar. This is the linear equation. Next we have to find the percentage of trend. Percentage of trend is y by y bar into 100. This is an example I have given for finding percentage trend. Like this, we have to tabulate. To find the percentage trend, we have to have estimated value for each year. That is estimate supplies y bar. Let it be 20. In 1996, our given supply is 80. Let it be 20. Then percentage trend is y by y bar. 18 by 20 into 100. That is 90. Estimated supply is 90. So we have to again make a tabulation as. So consider x bar as minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2, and 18, 20, 21, 25, 26. Substitute this in equation, we get 17.8, 19.9, 20, 24, 26.2, and we have to find the percentage trend as percentage trend equal to y by y bar into 100, that is 18 by 17.8 into 100 is 101.12. So the supply is greater than the trend, greater than the estimate. Here y bar is estimate, 1.12 percentage greater. Here 0.5 percentage greater. Here trend is 21 by 22 into 100 is 95.5. Here trend is lesser than the estimated value. Supply of gas is less than estimated value and so on. In 1998, next question. In which year target fluctuation from trend occurred? Here in 1998, 95.45%. This year, a large number of fluctuation occurred. So that's all, friends. I will come with again some more problems. Please share to maximum friends. I am making these videos after banking hours, and also I have a 1-year-old, so it's only for the benefit of you I am making this video. So please subscribe, please share maximum, and please tell friends to subscribe maximum. Thank you.